In today's video, I want to talk about something that's so often overlooked, really underrated when it comes to helping people achieve their health goals. It's actually not about nutrition or exercise. It's something that I think is another really important pillar for people in helping them achieve their weight loss journey for so many reasons, like scientific reasons, but also things that you wouldn't necessarily think are directly related, but are very much so play a fundamental role. Before I talk about what that is, the chapters of the video are on the screen. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel if you are somebody who is looking for healthy plant-based recipes and also for other holistic living, healthy lifestyle content, self-development contents, just approaching health in a holistic way. Let's get started. One of the things that I believe has a huge impact is sleep. Sleep, 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 sleep. I can't tell you how much this one thing that I started to adopt in a really intentional and proactive way has changed and transformed my life. I'm not talking about just like a mild improvement in my day, my well-being, my health goals, the impact it's had on me personally and professionally. I'm talking about so much more. I never used to think much of it. I knew sleep was important, but like prioritizing sleep wasn't such a big thing in the environment I was in. My parents always struggled with their sleep. They always never had continuous quality sleep in the night. None of my family or friends really kind of prioritized it. Also, as I was younger, we'd have a lot of different social plans, and so it was never kind of a priority. I understand that even for me, like while my sleep has gotten so much better with time and over the years, especially because I prioritized it, I will still not, for example, sleep consistently on weekends. I might sleep later on weekends than I would on weekdays just because of our social plans, but still have made huge improvements and progress in terms of the consistency and the quality of the sleep for most of the week or most of the month or most of the year, which I have therefore reaped a lot of the benefits from. Let's first talk about the science behind sleep and weight loss. If we want to first talk about the hormones, when we don't get enough sleep, it starts to mess up our hormones. Our body starts to produce more of the hormones that give us the hunger cues and less of the hormones that make us feel full, which is the leptin hormones. This is really important to understand because sometimes while we might be thinking that we're making changes with our nutrition and our exercise, we really have to remember that with our health goals and many other goals in our life, we need to try our best to approach everything in a holistic way. Now, I'm not saying that it's all or nothing and we either have to approach everything in a holistic way or like we have to tackle our sleep and our food and our exercise all together, or we won't reap any benefits from starting with each one individually. But what I am saying is that it's really important to always remind ourselves that we have to approach everything in a holistic way. Sometimes we might be putting a lot of effort, for example, towards weight loss, but we're forgetting as well some of the other fundamentals that are also important. Like, for example, looking after our psychological well-being. There's a lot of other things that we don't necessarily can read on a scale or measure with a tape or take off our, list of like 1 hour workout. It's really important to also keep in mind things like our sleep that we can't maybe not like directly measure its impact or the correlation with it or the impact of it that it has on our hormone balance, which will directly impact our health goals and our weight loss journey, but also things that we can't necessarily visibly see. It scientifically impacts our hormone levels, but it also impacts our cortisol and our stress levels. When we lack sleep, it raises our cortisol level, and cortisol is our stress hormone. When that happens, not only is that have an impact when we're stressed on us and our performance, psychologically, etc., when it comes to weight loss, but also it has an impact on our physical body. So it encourages the fat to be stored, especially around the belly area, but also it makes it harder for the body to burn fat, therefore making it harder for weight loss. Next up is better sleep, better decision making. I don't know, I'm sure you have experienced this on many different occasions, but for some reason we still kind of brush it under the carpet. We don't really prioritize it or don't really make them leverage the most out of it. When we are well rested and we've had a good night's sleep, we make better decisions. We make better decisions when it comes to the impulse purchases. It gives us that boost that we need to sometimes just make that decision to go to the gym or not go to the gym, to make it for our workout or not make it for our workout, to grab that unhealthy snack on the left side of the counter or just to grab that healthier on the right side of the counter. Like, when we're well rested, we're definitely making better decisions when it comes to weight loss and our health goals, but also generally with our life, with our personal goals and our professional goals. I know people that can function on little sleep and really have full days and go about in their day and their life fine. I'm somebody, like many people that I also know, that really lack of sleep really disrupts my day, like really disrupts my performance and my decision making and my focus. And even to people that do perform well with little sleep, I really would challenge whether, even with their sufficient performance during a day with lack of sleep, I would really challenge whether they're actually giving themselves their optimal capabilities, setting themselves up to perform at their optimal level. I've also personally noticed in myself and in others the impact it has on people's willpower and motivation to be able to stick to their diets, to their routines, to their workouts. You're in this for the long term, for the long haul. You want to be able to adopt this as a lifestyle and for it to be part of you long term. And I think a big part of that is being able to continue to stay motivated and to continue to have willpower and to continue to make good decisions, whether not perfect, doesn't need to be perfect decisions and doesn't need to be the right decisions every single time, but you want to ultimately want to do that long term and sustain that long term. Let's talk about sleep and metabolism. Well, metabolism plays a crucial role in how the body uses its energy. So the more rested you are, the better your metabolism functions, allowing you to burn fat even while you are resting. However, when you are sleep deprived and you're tired, it slows down your metabolism, therefore making it even harder for you to burn fat. Now that we've established why it's important for you to get a good night's sleep to help you achieve your weight loss goals and your health goals, well, what are some actionable steps that you can implement to get better and good quality sleep? One is to have a consistent bedtime routine. So ideally, you don't want to be sleeping in different hours at every single night of the week. Now, I know that sometimes, many people, including myself, will sleep later than usual on weekends than we do on weekdays. But ideally, you still want to have some sort of routine, some sort of schedule, some sort of idea of when you want to sleep so you can be more consistent. Your body then will be able to more easily get into sleep mode for you to doze off, and also you can be more consistent in making sure that you're getting your optimal hours of sleep in time for when you actually need to get up in the morning. So what I mean by that is, let's say you need to be up at 6 in the morning every day. If you're sleeping sometimes at 10, sometimes at 11, if you're sleeping at 11 with an alarm to wake you up at 6, that means you didn't really get your optimal hours of sleep probably if you didn't wake up kind of naturally. So if you want to really try to get the ideal amount of hours for your sleep, then you want to be consistent with the time that you sleep, and also to make sure that you're getting all that you need and you can wake up naturally in the morning. In terms of how many hours each person needs, it actually differs. I think it's anywhere between 7 to 8 hours or 7 to 9 hours, depending on the different age groups and different needs and physical activity during the day that each person has individually. But as a gauge, like a way to find out, like if you're a person that needs about like the 7.5 hours to get that ideal amount of hours, you can keep track and try to see if you need to wake up, for example, at 6 in the morning, if you're sleeping at 10 at night, if you're sleeping at 10:30, if you're sleeping at 11, you're going to start being able to gauge when you naturally will start to wake up full of energy with having had enough sleep, and that way you can work backwards with the hours. You want to create a relaxing bedtime routine, so you want to have some sort of system, a bedtime routine. It's so important. There are a lot of people that might be are familiar with a morning routine and have a morning routine and see the benefits, but there are fewer people that actually have a bedtime routine. So the bedtime routine can be anywhere between making sure that all gadgets, all screens are off like an hour before bedtime, getting ready for bed, maybe having some lavender essential oil, applying some on your hands. You might want to start reading a book, you want to dim the lights. For some people, maybe it's doing some prayers, whatever it may be. Maybe you're journaling, you're doing a gratitude journal, you're doing some reflecting on the day and how it went. Having something that really gets you in that zone right before you head to bed is really helpful. You're going to want to watch what you eat and drink before you sleep. I would say about 2 hours before bedtime. You want to avoid eating and drinking as much as possible. Heavy meals can affect the quality of your sleep, but also things like caffeine. The recommendation is to avoid drinking caffeinated drinks after 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Obviously, it impacts people differently. Some people are a lot more sensitive to caffeine than others. So obviously there are different variations and exceptions, but that's kind of like the benchmark. Studies show that consumption of caffeine after 2 p.m. can impact falling asleep at night, but also the quality of your sleep. So even for people that are able to sleep on time, having drank caffeinated drinks in the afternoon at night is found to still impact the quality and the deep sleep, which is super important to get optimal rest and also impact weight loss. So remember, sleep is not a luxury, it's a necessity. It really helps play a fundamental role in your health, but also your weight loss journey. If you like this video, then please make sure to keep the energy flowing by subscribing to my channel, as you'll help me reach more people with my content, and it also help me create better quality content every single day. On my channel, you'll find healthy plant-based recipes, healthy lifestyle, holistic living content, self-development content, and so much more. See you in the next video. Bye.